Hello everybody, I'm coming to you from my home in Massachusetts. I'm not up in Maine this week. I was up there a few weeks ago and I made a video, but I had deleted it because it didn't come out the way I was hoping for. Something had happened with the recording in slow motion, and I'm sorry for that. But anyways, I'm making a quick video today here in my basement in my home of the log bed that I had put together. And I will bring up the camera and I'll show you the bed, the parts of it, and I'll also show some of the furniture that I have going in the cabin. Table and a dresser that I refinished. The table is done, but the dresser still needs a little bit of work. So I will show you. Okay, here's the headboard of the log bed. I'm not quite done with it yet. I still have some more urethane to put on it. And you're looking at the side rails. I'm just about done with those. And these are the bottom supports, the three that you're looking at, and I got three supports four supports for the bottom of the bed rest. And I come over to the other side, and here's the other part of it. You can see it too well. I'll bring it over here a little bit better. That's basically it. And over here I got an old table with some chairs. This table is very old. I bought it off somebody for about 40 bucks. Probably get about 100 into it. Needed a lot of work. Stripped it all down. Got some new wheels for it on the bottom. Had some old plastic ones, and I got some, I don't know if you can see them or not, some restoration wood ones that, you know, try to bring it to back to the period that it was. The woman that bought this off had told me that it was probably from the early 20s, but when I flipped it underneath to take a better look at it, you could barely read it. It was said I want to say it's from the 1890s. I mean, it is very old. Needed a lot of work. Did a lot of work to this thing. Took me a long time to refinish it. And I just picked up these chairs. I think I picked them up for 15 bucks for two of them. Older chairs. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I don't think I'm going to strip them down. I may just give them a really thin coat of urethane. We'll see what happens. And we've got a bureau here that was my father-in-law's. My stepson was going to throw it away. He didn't want it anymore, so I basically stripped it down the best I could, restained it, and I reused the hardware on it. These were brass, but they were all dull. And what I did was I had them sandblasted, and I painted them with the spray can. This is basically what I use. Use the Rust-Oleum. I'm pretty sure it's the oil rubbed bronze. Here's some of the stuff that I used to finish the log bed. It's a natural wood stain. I used the urethane first to water base, and I also use a polyacrylic at the end for a finishing coat. That's why the front of this bed, log bed, is very shiny. I use a final coat on that. It brings a really nice shine to it. And over here, I haven't used this yet. I bought this about a year ago, but I haven't used it yet on the property. It's a sprayer, and I'm gonna probably put some bug chemicals into it. and to probably cut down on the mosquitoes and maybe the ticks. We'll see if I can find something environmentally friendly. I do have 2 bug lights coming that I just bought. And take a little bit better look at the log bed. Like I said, it's not quite done yet, but it's almost there. Almost there. Another week or so of urethane and put a polycritic on there. Should be okay. And I got the 3 supports that's going to hold the mattress right over there in the corner where I'm showing you. Those are done. I'm not gonna polyurethane those. I'll probably just I stain them. You can barely tell. Like I said, I used a really light natural stain. I wanted to keep the natural color of the wood as much as possible. I didn't really want to go with a dark stain with that. I still got a little bit more work to do to the bureau. Underneath, as you can see, there's a small piece under there that I tried fixing with wood putty, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece off. It will come off, and I'm going to probably retrace it onto another piece of wood, same thickness, and recreate it, stain it, and put it back on. This will be done. It's a nice little bureau, small enough. It did come with a really nice mirror, but I don't think I can use it up north in the cabin where I am, because I really have to think very cautious about room up there. It's really not that big, so I'm not sure. But I kept it. I didn't throw it away just in case I use it. I may or may not use it. We'll see. So this is basically the bed. I know, I'm sorry about the lighting. It's down in my basement. The lighting's not good. Okay. I also used 000 steel wool in between coats. I put about 3 or 4 coats on. Then I use that to smooth it out. It makes the polyurethane nice and hard, and it makes each coat go on very much a lot smoother. And I use these foam brushes, which I think work very well opposed to the brushes. I originally used some brushes and they were okay, but I found these to be the best. You can wash them out, clean them, and reuse them, or throw them away if you want. It's up to you. But I kind of like these chairs. Small. So, look pretty good. But that's basically the bed. And then later on, I'm going to try to show you some of the things that will be going in the cabin. I bought a few things, and not a whole lot. Just a few little decor pieces like lamps and some pictures and stuff like that. I will show you a little later on. Here's a couple of plaques. I may or may not use those in the cabin. I'm not 100% sure yet. These were up in the attic of my home. My stepsons didn't want them. I don't know where they came from. They were probably my in-laws at one time. Who knows what they got them. They're pretty cool looking, but we'll see. Maybe or maybe not. If not, they remained here. Maybe Terry wants them. We'll see. Maybe I'll ask him if he wants them or not. Okay. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes to show you the rest. Okay. I'm going to put another coat of urethane on here. Mixing it up. Wipe it off a little bit here. As you can see, it goes on pretty smooth. There you go. Gotta be careful this thing doesn't tip over. It should be okay. Put it on nice and smooth. Pretty good. I had one subscriber mention on one of his videos that I follow on YouTube. His name is Terry. He's got a site, Trade Runs Wild. I started following him about a month or two ago, maybe a little longer. Kind of found him by accident, and I really enjoy watching his videos. I really appreciate what he's doing up there. If you have a chance, you might want to check him out. Made quite a few videos, a lot of them, quite a bit. He's put a lot of time and effort in those videos. Does a great job. Seems like I don't know him personally, but he seems like a really nice guy. And like I said, I like watching his videos. You know, I really appreciate what he's doing up there. I mean, he's done a ton of work by himself up there. And it's looking great, you know. I mean, he's got a nice little piece of land up there, nice little cabin. He's doing all of it himself. You know, it's probably going to take some time, but he has, in the short amount of time, he has accomplished quite a bit. So, my hat's off to you. Hopefully, I can somewhat do the same in the future up there with my cabin. But the cabin I have going up there won't be a shell like his. I was originally going to do that, but I had decided to, I kind of got into a good opportunity to buy one that was almost complete. Not quite, but almost. So I kind of went there. I mean, I'll get into it a little bit later on, how I, trying to find a cabin to put on that piece of land up in Maine. That's a whole nother story. That, I had gone over the entire summer last year going back and forth with phone calls and emails to this company up in Maine that builds them. I wasn't really sure what size I wanted, where I was going to put it, whether I wanted finished, certain features to it. I mean, it can get incredibly expensive, seeing that the materials have gone sky high during this COVID time. But I mean, I think I found something pretty good up there. I'm putting a 14 by 36 up there. In reality, it's really a 14 by 30. The 6 feet is the log porch that's on it. So that will be coming up there within the month or so. I'm still waiting for the phone call from them, for the well company to go up there and drill the well. So I'm having that done. Then of course I got an excavator going in there. I'm not having the cabin put on the bare ground, even though you can do that. And I'm not putting a cement slab either. I was debating whether to put a cement slab or a gravel pad. I kind of went with the gravel pad because it was kind of within my budget. You start getting into a lot more excavating with the cement pad, it's a lot more money, And with the foundation, forget it. I mean, I got prices with the foundation for that small little cabin for about $35,000 just for the foundation, and I just didn't see spending the money like that. So I mean, I asked around. I talked to a few engineers up there that dealt with this type of thing, and they had said that this gravel pad is more than sufficient. It will make the cabin, done correctly, it will make the cabin settle on the gravel pad Very, very level, very straight for many, many, many years to come without worrying about anything rotting underneath. So there's that. But I should probably finish this thing before the stuff dries. It's a water-based urethane, by the way, which works very well. You don't get those heavy fumes with the oil base. I like it. I like working with it. It seems like you got to put a lot more coats on there and do a little bit more work to it than the oil base. But it's coming out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. But, yep. One of my subscribers, that guy Terry that I talk about, I think he's my only subscriber. I'm kind of new to this whole thing, but he was talking about making a log bed, and it's a lot of work. It really is. I don't know if it's as much work as the tongue and groove that he's been putting up there. He's had quite the hard time with it. He is right though. It's a pain in the ass to work with. There's no question about it, because I've done it before. And the cabin I'm getting up in Maine that's being delivered up there does have tongue and groove, but I didn't do it. It was already done. And you got to be a special type of carpenter, I think, to deal with that stuff. That's definitely a story in itself to install that stuff. But if you can do it with no problem, some people have the gift to do it. You know, more power to you. But so I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to go upstairs, and I'll show you some of the things that I accumulated. Not a whole lot of stuff, but a few of the things that are going to be going in the cabin. A few pictures and things like that, you know. So, not a whole lot of stuff, but I'll show you in a few minutes or when I'm done here. Okay. I'm almost finished with this thing. I've been working on it for about maybe 20 minutes or so. I don't have much time during the week, so I find time before work and at night sometimes. If I have time, I'll come down here like I am now. It's nighttime here. Wednesday night, and I decided to come down here, make a video of this, show you guys around, and put another coat on here. By the way, I apologize for the mess. I mean, it's a basement, you know, it's a very old house, and as you can probably see by the video, there's a lot of stuff around here. There used to be more. We did quite a bit of cleaning, but we got more to do. You know, this used to be my in-laws' house. So between the attic and the basement, we had like 63 years of collecting of my in-laws. They just collected everything. You know how that generation is. They never threw anything away. But this is coming out pretty good. Not bad. The other side of this looks a lot better. This side I'm not... This thing is awfully rough though. You know, it's... I mean, the wood is just really rough. It's just... I did a lot of sanding on it too, you know, and it's still rough. And by the way, this takes a lot of urethane. So if you're gonna, when you build one of these or buy one or whatever, if you're gonna urethane or stain it, staining isn't the problem, but the urethaning, man, it just sucks up a lot. It really does. You gotta constantly, you gotta put quite a bit of urethane on this. I probably should have bought a gallon of it, but I bought two. I think I bought 2 quarts of it. I already went through one, and I'll probably go through half of that one before I put the polyacrylic on there, which will give it a nice shine. You know. You almost gotta babysit. You almost have to babysit this a little bit, because when it's done, you gotta constantly look around for drips. Not that it's kind of a pain in the neck to go by it later on, and when it's dry, you gotta resand it and urethane it. So you're better off taking a little extra time and just kind of watching it for a few minutes before you're done, and you know, leaving it to dry for the night or whatever during the day. Make sure all the drips. Make sure there's no drips on it, and go over it a few times. But these spindles, these damn things were a lot of work. You know, if I knew then what I know now that they do sell tools on Amazon that you can buy, and I kind of wish I had them. I might or may not buy a set of them to maybe build a couple of log nightstands. We'll see. They're called Tenon Cutters, and you need a heavy duty. It looks like you need a heavy duty drill to actually cut these parts on them. You know, I've seen some videos on it. It makes it a lot easier. I personally did not cut these myself. I brought them to a local mill around here, and I had brought them all the pieces, and I told them what I needed and what I wanted, and they basically did it for me. You know, it wasn't that much. I think I paid the guy like $75 to do the whole thing. I brought the whole thing over there one Saturday, and they did it for me. They also were nice enough to cut the holes that I needed all the way around, which I didn't. You know, they had told me, what are these marks? I'm like, well, this is where all the parts are going to go. And they're like, we can do that for you. So they did it. Very nice of them to do that. So it's basically, you just have to buy some lag bolts and put this thing together. But I won't put it together here. I'll put it together up in Maine. These pieces will actually come out on each side. Break it down a little bit, you know, break it down. They're not, and nothing's permanent on these things. They just kind of press fit in there with a mallet, just so I can stain and urethane it. But I'll take it all apart when it's done, put it in my truck, take it up in Maine, and put it together in the bedroom. And that's how that will happen. Take up a lot less room. There's no way I could transfer this thing all together. I don't even know if it would fit through the front door. But yeah, it's if you make one of these things, you're gonna have to let the wood dry out for quite a while. I'd say close to a year, 6, 8, 9, 10. This is about a year I've had this thing cured. Not quite, almost a year. It dried out pretty well. I mean, it kept it inside, obviously, and now I'm kind of in the final stages of it. It's kind of funny. You know, I got a subscriber, Terry, up in Minnesota, that he has a cabin that's already there. I don't have mine there yet. But I had the log bed made, and he doesn't have one yet. He's just starting. I think he's going to start one on. He's going to start, well, I wish him the very best of luck on that. But he may want to check out those tools on Amazon, because they got them all on there. I was really surprised. I'm like, oh my goodness. They even got a log vise that you may want to put on a bench to hold these things. I was like, where were you when I was doing this thing? But might be worth something to check out if you just want to go on Amazon. I'm sure there are other sites that have the tools also, but just go on Amazon and kind of search log furniture tools. It'll bring you right to it. I was like very surprised. Many to choose from. So, you know, that's that. But I'll be back in a few minutes to go upstairs and show you some of the stuff that I got to continue this video. I know I said that last phrase on the last segment that I taped, but you know how it goes. Okay, here's some of the items I have. I have a hand-painted owl clock picked up at a frame store on my area, maybe for my bedroom. And for the kitchen, I have this moose clock. These are hand-painted, handmade, and some artist up in New York State. I do the windows, I clean windows just on the side to make a little extra money at a frame store near me. And he's got several artwork up there. And he sells several things up there. He's got artwork, he does framing, and he had these for sale. He had a bunch of these clocks, and that's what he told me they were made from some older retired guy up in New York State, and he ships them to him and he buys them, and then of course he sells them. They weren't that cheap, but I like them. I think I paid $50 a piece for them, so you're looking at $100 right here. But I wanted it, so I got it. Okay, the next two items I got, I had two signs made up for the cabin. I have one with my name on it. Show it to you a little closer if you can see it. And I have one of the road that I live on, well, where I'm going to have the cabin up in Freiburg. Those are the two signs that I had made. I had them done a while ago, so I have them now. And I'll show you the next item. Okay, the next item I got up there is a really nice moose, a cast iron. Hooks for like a jacket, sweater, or whatever. It's pretty rustic looking. It's heavy. That's another item I got. Okay, another item I got. It's packaged up, so I don't want to really take it out. This is a print. It's not an original, but it's a print of an original from an artist that took this picture of a snowy owl on the beach up in Newburyport, Massachusetts, Plum Island. And I had it, it's not framed, but it's on I think it's on a fiberglass board with the picture on it, and I can have it, I can frame it the way it is, or I can just hang it. There's something in the back where I can hang it the way it is if I want, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to frame it or not. And if I do frame it, I'll probably pick maybe a natural color frame, or maybe like a birch frame or something. But that's a beautiful picture. The original one goes for about $400. So I got this one pretty cheap. I think I paid like $60 for the print and about $40 to mount it. So about $100. And there's another print by itself, another owl. You can tell I like owls. I'll frame that. It's a print that's on a mat right now, and I'll have to find a frame for that. So there's that. Okay, here's something that I think is pretty cool. I bought this on an auction on eBay. This is a lamp that's been carved out by somebody back in the early 50s. It's dated on the back of it and signed by somebody, I think it was from somebody out in Tennessee that did this. I found this very interesting. A couple of people have bidded on this. I really like the carving on it. Really well done. Nice little folk piece. Really nice folk art. Love to have the shade. The shade didn't come with it. I had the shade. So the lighting's kind of bad, but I really love it. Next item, got this cool little birdhouse that I'll be putting up there. That was a present from somebody, so I'll be putting that up there too. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's a little video I put together for tonight. Show you some of the stuff I have going up north. Have some of the stuff that I've collected that's going up there. So everybody take care, and hopefully the next video I'll send you guys is up north, up in Freiburg. Hopefully I'll have some video of the well, maybe some of the site excavating up there, probably the cabin, but it's good to see everybody again. Whoever's watching this, take care and God bless.